Specialty dining is something that can really make or break a cruise for a lot of people. It is a way to get away from the crowds in the main dining room or the buffet and try out something new. Today I want to go over the specialty dining aboard the MSC Meraviglia. Let's get started. Hi, AJ here from Byte Size Cruises, and today we're talking all about the specialty dining on board the MSC Meraviglia. Now, if you know me at all, you know that food is not my specialty. So take everything I say with a grain of salt. This is all coming from a place of I like very specific food and I am not the most adventurous, but I do still know what I like. So we'll go from there. On board the MSC Meraviglia, you have a couple specialty dining options. First up, you have Ocean Key, which is named after their private island and is an Italian seafood style restaurant. It kind of straddles the line between the two of those. Then you have Butcher's Cut, which is their steakhouse. You have Hola Tacos, which is a Mexican food restaurant. And then you have Teppanyaki, which is both the hibachi style and sushi. Two different parts of the restaurant. And we were lucky enough to be able to try all of these restaurants while we were on board. So I want to start with teppanyaki. That's always our first night on board. We seem to tend to go to the hibachi. So we did do hibachi and sushi there. So for teppanyaki hibachi, you do have a few options. You have the geisha, the samurai, and the emperor. So the geisha is going to be your kind of most affordable option, although both the geisha and the samurai are included in your specialty dining credit, but if you are paying a la carte, the geisha is a little less expensive. So the geisha is your chicken, it's sea bass, and there's no shellfish included with the geisha, which is good if you have a shellfish allergy, which we did have at our table, and I am going to touch on the allergy aspect for this in a second. The samurai is beef and salmon as your main, and then the emperor is a yellowtail tuna that's encrusted, and then Wagyu beef. For the first time ever, I actually did see people get this option. They were sitting at the table with us, which was really cool. We were like the first seating in teppanyaki. So it was empty other than us on the first night, which was kind of cool because you don't have all of the clashing noises going on around you. You just have your group to focus on. So with teppanyaki on MSC, you get the miso soup, you get the ginger salad, you get vegetables, fried rice, and then you also get an offering of sushi. So it is a lot of food plus your dessert. So it's a lot of food, but it was really good overall. I had the samurai, but because I couldn't eat the beef, I did have salmon instead of beef, and everything was delicious. I did want to touch on the allergies and how they handled it. So I have my beef allergy. I didn't tell them about my egg allergy this time because it always gets complicated. It's at this point in my life more of a sensitivity, so I can't have the scrambled egg and the fried rice, but I can have like a cookie. But once you have egg allergy on your docket, they don't give you anything, and it's very sad. So I just didn't eat the fried rice. But they cooked, instead of cooking all of the meats at once, they cooked things in stages for this one. So first they did the chicken and the fish, and then they did the beef, and then they did the shellfish. I did forget to mention, samurai comes with prawns and the emperor comes with a lobster tail. So the emperor is really nice. It is an extra charge if you are on the dining package, but it looked delicious. So they did break things up to make the food in order of who had what allergies to minimize that cross-contamination. And everybody seemed to have a really great time with how it was, but we did get our food a little more segmented than you normally would at hibachi. So overall, the experience at teppanyaki for the hibachi part was fantastic. It is one of my favorite hibachis. They are all kind of similar, but I do like that they have the sushi and more of a variety of the food that they give you. So I really do like that. Now, for the sushi night, it is a fixed menu sushi, which I don't love. there are things I just don't like. When it comes to textures. So like part of the fixed menu is octopus nigiri. So it's the sushi or the octopus on top of the rice wrapped with the one piece of seaweed in the middle. And sometimes I can do octopus and it's fine, but there had been like a bit of fat or something on the octopus and it just, I couldn't eat it. So John was nice enough to switch one of his shrimp for one of my octopus. But I would much rather pick the sushi. Everything was delicious that we were given. Even the octopus tasted good. It's just that the texture thing really crept up on me. But it's not what I would have ordered. When I go to get sushi, I really want, I'm a very simple person. I want a California roll. I want a spicy tuna roll. And I might want some eel. So I am really looking forward to, on Seaside, going to the conveyor belt sushi and being able to pick a little more of what I want. But for the specialty dining sushi, it was a fixed menu. And it was good. It was good. I left pretty full and I enjoyed everything. The cone wrap was probably my favorite, which is surprising for me because it does have a distinct texture. I will say that for the sushi, at teppanyaki on MSC, it was fresher tasting than the sushi I had recently on Princess on a fixed menu. Overall, this is my, between the two of them, this is my preferred sushi place. But so far, the best sushi I've had on a cruise ship is surprisingly on Carnival. So this did fall short of that. And yeah, that's the sushi. Up next, I am going to go over Ocean Key. So Ocean Key, I was surprised because I was expecting more seafood and it was a lot of pasta. So I had the crab cakes, I had a fish, and I can't remember the fish. I'll put that in editing, what the fish is when I look at it on my drive. And I had the cheesecake. So overall, it was good. I will say that it was probably the most forgetful of the meals, as you can imagine when I can't remember what fish I had. But it was good. No texture issues with that one. I ate pretty much everything on my plate. The crab cake was fantastic. It's probably the best crab cake I've had at sea. And I really enjoyed it. That was the restaurant where we ran into a family who had kids on their iPad in a family restaurant with no headphones watching their shows at full volume, which is not my favorite thing to have happen. So that did kind of like put a note in there. It was weirdly like not busy. There weren't a ton of people in there, but our waiter kept disappearing. And then John had ordered octopus and they didn't bring out the octopus, which he had really wanted to try. And now granted, we did go to teppanyaki later and get octopus, but he had wanted to try it there and they didn't bring it. And he actually didn't have any fish at dinner. So Ocean Key is one of those ones I wouldn't, it's not like the French restaurants on, like, I don't like the Central Park restaurant, French restaurant, or Le Bistro. I won't go to those if I have an option. So it's not like that, but it is, wouldn't be my first choice to spend a specialty dining credit on. But like, I have no problem eating there or paying to eat there. It was good food. Very interesting decor, I find. It's very modern looking. It's probably the most modern looking of all the restaurants, but the food's good. Service was good. That's also where you go to book your carousel shows, so go see Pablo. So we enjoyed our time there. And then next up, we have Butcher's Cut. So it's a steakhouse. I don't eat steak. So I did have the baked goat cheese, which was hands down the best thing I ate on the ship. I loved that baked goat cheese. I would go back for that baked goat cheese. It was so good. It did give me a stomach ache, but it was worth it. It was such a good dish. So that's what I had for my appetizer. I had the salmon for my entree, which was also delicious. Didn't have any baked or creamed leeks with it. So, docket points there, but it was good. And then for dessert, I had the peanut butter and milk chocolate cookie, which comes with ice cream on it. So rich. Should have only eaten half of it. You know, I blamed the goat cheese for the stomach ache, but it very well could have been the cookie. But it was a really good dinner. Even if you don't eat red meat, this is a great place to go. It is my favorite steakhouse across the board. It is the one where I don't feel like it is just a different dish thrown on there because you can't have all regular meat. The service was really good. The food was really good. They had paprika butter, which was really good. The breads were fantastic. There was a cheesy biscuit thing, which was like a better version, like a higher class version, but better version of the Cheddar Bay biscuit at Red Lobster, which is really the reason anybody goes to Red Lobster anymore. So that was delicious. 100% would recommend. If I only had 2 specialty dining credits to use on board, Butcher's Cut would be one of them, or even 1 specialty dining credit. Butcher's Cut is where I would go, which is really weird for me because I don't usually do steakhouses, but I really like their food. So they do it well. Definitely hit up Butcher's Cut. And then last for the restaurants is Hola Tacos. Now, I love Mexican food. It is one of my favorites, if not my favorite alternative option. We'll go with that. Maybe. Now, why is it not the one that I would use my 1 specialty dining credit on? Because it's only $23 to eat all you can eat at that restaurant, which means you don't need the specialty dining credit. It's affordable. If I only had 1, I wouldn't use it there, but I definitely would still go to Hola Tacos. In fact, on Seaside, I'm very excited to go to Hola Tacos because my husband wants this t-shirt. And yes, this is an excuse to show that picture of John, but he really wants this t-shirt. So I have to go back and get him that. But other than that, the food was also fantastic. I will say the queso fondito, I did not enjoy that as much as I thought I would. I thought it was going to be like the liquid cheese queso made from like queso blanco that you get. It was not. It was chorizo and some like melted Colby Jack, which is fine, just not what I was looking for. I will say the pork quesadilla was so good. 100% recommend that. I got it twice because we did go to Hola Taco twice. I also really like the fish tacos and the pork tacos. Those were also really good. I wish I had tried the black beans. I think that's going to be something that I get on Seaside. And then what else did we have? The guacamole was really good. Chips and salsa. Their salsa options are great. You can kind of customize which ones you get. You can get more than one. 100% recommend that. I put their Chipotle-esque salsa on everything. I also love that on the placemats, it taught you the difference between mezcal and tequila. I love learning things. Yeah, I mean, it was really good food. It doesn't feel inauthentic. Like it sometimes can, like hibachi kind of has that like silly feel of being Japanese. But that's like a little like, not sure I should laugh at that. But this doesn't feel that way. This feels like they really did take care to mimic the flavors that they were going after. And as far like, there's almost no Mexican restaurants at sea that are even close. So I really enjoyed Hola Tacos. I will definitely be eating there on Seaside, and I recommend it. It's great for lunch. It's great for dinner. You can do a la carte. So if you just want to go in and get a quesadilla, it is a reasonably priced quesadilla. But if you want to go in and do the all you can eat, like it's only $23. That's fantastic. It was funny. When we had dinner there the one night, we had it with some of our subscribers, and they did really take the all-you-can-eat challenge to heart. It was delicious, but they did say that they couldn't do it again because they had eaten way too much. The nachos look fantastic. They are a huge pile of nachos. I do not recommend doing that by yourself. Definitely get one for the table if you are going to do the nachos. And then kind of as a bringing up the rear, I didn't mention this when I said what we were going to go over, but because these are dessert and not necessarily like a full dining experience. But the Jean-Philippe, we had the crepes and we had the gelato. Both of them are fantastic. They are not part of the specialty dining package. They are a la carte, and they are a little pricey. Like, it was $12 to get 2 scoops of gelato, and I think the crepe, if I remember correctly, was like $13.50. John and I split the crepe, and it was still too much food. And then the gelato, we each got 2 scoops twice. First of all, they have a peanut butter option, and so often peanut butter is not included on chips because of allergies, and I get that, but I love peanut butter. Peanut butter is hands down my favorite food. It is my favorite flavor. I love peanut butter everything, and they had a peanut butter option, which was so good. So I had cookie dough and peanut butter one night, and I had cheesecake and peanut butter another night. I will say the cheesecake came with pieces of white chocolate, and I don't like white chocolate. The cheesecake gelato was great. The white chocolate was white chocolate. So if you like white chocolate, you would probably love it. There were little pieces of graham cracker crust in there. It tasted really good. And then the white chocolate just came along and ruined it for me. But if you like white chocolate, like my mom does, she would have loved that. I picked out the white chocolate pieces and put them to the side as much as I could. Yeah, white chocolate is just one of those flavors I cannot get on board with. And that is my hot take. It's controversial. I know a lot of people love white chocolate. If you do, feel free to disagree with me. But you will never change my mind. White chocolate and I are sworn enemies. The chocolate chip cookie dough was really good as well. That paired really well with the peanut butter. The gelato was super creamy. The crepes were super fresh. The fruit was really nice in there, very fresh. It wasn't like frozen fruit. It was actually fresh fruit put on there. And the whipped cream that they put in there was closer to like I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, chantilly, maybe cream, like the cream puff cream that they put on it as well. So that was really good. So overall, the specialty dining on board the MSC Meraviglia is very much worth it. I do recommend trying at least one of those spots. In order of places that I would go again, it would be Hola Taco, then Butcher's Cut, then the gelato and crepes, and then it would kind of be a toss-up between Ocean Key and Teppanyaki. I was not disappointed in any of the food I ate there. All of it was really good and beat having to elbow your way through the buffet. Couldn't think of the word for a second. Beat elbowing your way through the buffet. We did not eat at the main dining room for dinner, so I can't say if it beat that. John and I had different tables and different seating times, so we never did that for dinner. But yeah, specialty dining was on point. Overall, as far as an overall specialty dining experience, MSC Meraviglia is probably the top of my list. I have enjoyed more food, more places aboard the Meraviglia than I have any of the other ships that I have done specialty dining. So when I'm by myself on these cruises, as I said at the top of the video, I am not the biggest foodie. So I don't usually choose to do much specialty dining when I am by myself. So it's very limited experiences there, but when I am with the group or just any of the other team members, we do tend to do more specialty dining together. So my experiences are definitely more limited than some of the other team members. However, MSC Meraviglia so far overall has been my favorite specialty dining ship. There is not one that I would be like, skip that one, you don't really need to do that. There was no food sent back. I finished my meal. The only thing that tripped me up was that piece of octopus, which was really just a texture issue, not a preparation issue. And so, can't fault them for that. Everything was well done. The service was fantastic. The food was fresh. I loved it. It was a great experience. So if you've been on MSC Meraviglia or any of the other MSC ships, I would love to know how it stacks up for you. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Disagree? Do you want to fight me about white chocolate? Let me know in the comments below. And if you have liked this video, I would like to take a moment to ask you to please like the video and subscribe as we are trying to grow this channel. It really does help us out. And yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching if you've made it this far, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.